First you, then him. How to become a kick-ass woman over 40. Stand on your own 2 feet and add the perfect partner to your life. By Ninya. Read by the author. What do I know? This book is called First You, Then Him for a reason. I had it backward in thinking that finding the right relationship was the key to my happiness. It took me a really long, and I mean a really, really long time to acknowledge and fix my own problems. Finally, I understood that I was the common denominator that I brought into every relationship. It took another 4 painful years to figure out this one truth. If you aren't healthy, then it is only a matter of time before even the best relationship crumbles. I would lament over pitchers and pitchers of margaritas with girlfriends that my picker was broken, instead of looking at myself first. The work of fixing myself was not fun or sexy, and not a priority for me. After being so miserable in the wrong marriage, I was on a quest to make my life exciting again, prano, and I was so sure that 100% of the answer was choosing the right guy. I started new relationship after new relationship on a quest for happiness that crashed and burned every time. It got frustrating. I wasted so much time. Yet I kept repeating this vicious cycle, thinking eventually I would get it right when I found the right guy. Wrong. My biggest pet peeve is wasting time. Considering I languished 16 years in the wrong marriage, you would say, correctly, that the evidence doesn't support this theory. But in reality, it was one of those situations where I finally woke up and then looked in the mirror and said, "Damn, girl, you're almost all used up. You wasted your skinny, pretty years on the wrong guy. Now you must immediately hunt down the right one, bag him and tag him, and then get married as quickly as possible to right this wrong. You need to prove to yourself and everyone else that you aren't the complete train wreck you believe yourself to be. I should have started with me. I can see that clearly now. Hindsight is 20/20 after all, but at the time I was so focused on proving I could have a healthy relationship if I just worked hard enough at it. What the heck do I know? That's a very good question to ask. Whenever you pick up a book that is supposed to make your life better in some way or improve your current state, you need to assess if this person is worth listening to. I have been through it. If you want a glimpse into that, my Scotland memoir is ready and waiting for you to read. The last decade of my life, from mid-30s to mid-40s, has been especially punishing. I mean, filled with wisdom and hard lessons. After finally finding the right guy at nearly 45, I decided to undertake the task of helping my younger sisters navigate their way through the shit show of finding yourself, modern dating, and relationships. I love who I have become now through this process. Jokingly with girlfriends, I have said more than once, "Man, I wish I could go back to my 20s knowing what I know now, if only to slap the shit out of myself for all the mistakes I made." Dear Lord, there were so many. Those lessons were hard-won victories. Confucius say, "With wrinkles and age spots come great understanding." This book is the book I wish I had read when I was 20. If I'd had a resource like this, I would have saved myself so much pain and agony, so many years of frustration and anxiety, not to mention tens of thousands of dollars in therapy, divorce lawyers, and other financial debacles. But I didn't, and I suffered. I want to give people a blueprint to fixing themselves and then finding a healthy partner, because I truly believe that 90% of your happiness or your pain in this life comes from the person you choose to partner with. If you choose well, life becomes infinitely easier, as two are able to carry the burden of raising a family and all the hard things that inevitably come during the day-to-day living of a lifetime together. If you make a bad choice, then you will likely pay the price for at least decades, maybe forever, stuck with a person who actively works against you instead of as a teammate. that life becomes a bitter pill to swallow and sets you up for a lifetime of struggle. My low self-worth and flawed picker led me down many a shifty side alley, from the boy who peed on my clothing on the floor after one night of partying, talk about a whole new urine-soaked walk of shame, to the guy who impregnated someone else while I was all in on the relationship and blissfully unaware. I have dated all the bad apples, and now I know one when I see it. So this is me, holding out a hand to you, offering to pull you off the struggle bus. Let my wasted decades light your way. Learn the lessons I had to learn without the pain of actually going through them. If this book resonates, send it to a young woman you love. You will give them the tools to design a better life. I wish I knew what is contained here when I was 20 years old. Oh, how things would have been different. P.S. I say him, but these principles are almost always universal, no matter who you love. Thank you for listening to this excerpt from First You, Then Him by Ninya. If you're ready to dive into the full journey, you can get your copy in ebook, paperback, or audiobook at tealbutterflypress.com. Grab it today and take the next step toward the life and love you deserve.